Hey everybody, so today I wanted to take some time to go over how I created a virtual What One Doesn't Belong activity for students to do during distance or remote learning. So what I have here is I have the students' numbers on these circle shapes along the side, and then I have an image that I've set as my background. The students would be given edit access to this document. So not to a copy of this document. I wouldn't make them their own copy. I would give them edit access to this. So I would go into my sharing settings and I would change it to anyone with the link can edit. So not a viewer, anyone with the link is an editor. And then I could share this link with them. So what the students would do when I share this link with them is they would take some time and put their number on the one that they think does not belong. So this is a fun critical thinking activity where the students get to explain why they think one doesn't belong in relation to other ones. It helps them practice those categorizing skills, and the students have a lot of fun with this activity. So I would give them time to take their number and move it to a space on this board. However, before I do that and before I even set the background on here, I want to show you something that I can do in order to make it so that I can easily reset this every day without having to duplicate or create a new document and clutter up with my drive with a ton of documents. I can actually reuse the same one every day without having to tediously move these dots back at the end of every day. So we'll take a quick step back and get back to what this would look like originally, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so this is what my document looks like to begin with. It's blank and I have my numbers on the side. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my version history and I'm going to name my current version. I'm going to name it original and save it. Then I'm going to go ahead and change my background, choose my image. Now I actually created this What One Doesn't Belong activity in Google Drawings. And the tricky thing with that is you can't just do a Google Drive search and add it as an image like you would with another image. What you're going to have to do is either two different ways. One way is by the URL. So you would go into your Google drawing, you would file, publish to web, and you would take that URL then and paste it in here. The other option is to file, download, and then when you're ready to upload, you can drag it right from down here because you downloaded it and insert it as the background of the slide. The reasoning behind making this the background is that then students can't click on it and delete it as they're moving their shapes around. Now, some important skills to teach students before you do this activity with them is one, to not try to move a shape unless they have these four arrows, and then they're going to click, hold, and move. You want to make sure they're not doing it when they have the one arrow so that they're stretching their shape. And you want to make sure that they're not touching someone else's shape either, that they're hovering over their own shape, clicking, and dragging. So it gives students time. I could either assign this ahead of time before we have our class video meeting, or I could give them a couple minutes to do this during the video meeting, but I would have them move their dots onto the one that doesn't belong, and then I would give some students an opportunity to share. Okay, so now that you've given students an opportunity to put their number on the space that they think does not belong, then you could give students an opportunity to share and explain why. They could comment, they could write something up and turn it into you. You could just have them verbally share, however that works best for you. If you're doing this live during a video call, something I would recommend though is adding an extra slide to your deck that just has this background on it as well. You can do that really quickly and easily. And then as students are explaining their thinking, you have a clear one that doesn't have the shapes all over it to show and present to students as they're explaining exactly why they thought that that particular one didn't belong. Now, when you're done with the activity for the day, you could file, make a copy, make a whole new slide deck, but that's going to really clutter up your drive in the long run. So that is why I love this little version history trick. Instead of file, making copy, and creating a whole new slide deck, What I'm going to do is I'm going to say File. I'm going to go to that version history again. I'm going to name the current version, and I'm just going to name it today's date. That's why I have the documentation of the students who participated, the students who were present in attendance that day. I'll name it today's date, and I will save it. Then when I go back into my file, see version history, and up here at the top, because this will get cluttered up pretty quickly with every little edit that was done, I'm going to toggle this over to show named versions. So these are just the ones that I've given a name to. I've got original and I've got the date of this one. When we're done for the day, this is saved. I'm going to click here and I'm going to say restore this version. Then I am back to my blank slide. All of my numbered dots are back on the sides where they belong, and I can add a new background and I'm ready to go for the next day. This way I'm not cluttering up my drive with a ton of documents. I'm resetting it really easily. I'm not taking a bunch of time moving these dots one at a time, and I have it all in one place when I want to go back and look through these again. So this was a really helpful trick for me. I hope it was helpful for you, and have a great day.